So we've got to be careful about these figures. You've all seen that increasingly people are no longer sending paper birthday cards and greetings cards, they're sending electronic ones. There's at least one company that has traditionally been in this business, Hallmark, that is able to sort of say, hands up, you know, we can't fight this drift to digital, let's join it. So you can now actually go to the Hallmark website and actually send electronic birthday cards as well, obviously for a fee. Here's a UK women's clothing magazine or catalogue for home shopping. Land's End, quite well known, my mother used to use it many years ago. They've had to join the digital tribe, and now you can buy from their digital catalogue online. So paper is retreating, digital replacements of various kinds are advancing, and the existing e-marketing system is having to adapt very rapidly. These are some of the certainties of what's happening at the moment. When I was in America a year ago, in Colorado, 2 of the dailies, one in Denver, ceased trading. All the big regional dailies. So it was a real earthquake shock to the newspaper and journalism industry because of that. And the primary reason is online competition sucking American and sucking UK advertising dollars from the newspaper print industry, transferring it either to specialist websites or to new services such as AdWords, AdSense and so on, Google and all the rest of it. Even 5 years ago, we passed the 1 billion watermark of online advertising revenue, and it's now skyrocketed in the last 5 years. So print advertising is in terminal decline, and digital advertising is in steep increase. But I'll come back to that point in just a moment because there are some ifs and buts about that. Some newspapers are going digital. You can now download almost every single national newspaper in the UK onto your iPad, your iPhone, or whatever. Let's skip that. Last year before last, a new literary magazine was launched called Gutter. That reflects a northern humour in the UK. A couple of people up in the northeast of England where they have a different kind of sensibility about the world. And so the literary magazine with poetry and literary reviews in it, oh, we'll call it Gutter. But this is something else they said. The editor says, hey, we could have gone online with this publication. You know, we're now living in the e-marketing world. But we believe the cacophony, huge din, the noise of the internet diminishes the written word. We'd much rather our write to be well read by 1,000 people than glanced at by millions. Whoa, whoa, whoa. That seems to me is hugely provocative and hugely brave thing to say. I have to say, when I went to their website a couple of days ago, they are in their 3rd printed version, the 3rd printed issue. Now in 2 years, is that good? We'll see. Can they survive? Can they survive with a healthy circulation? Again, we'll see. They're trying to make a go of it. They're trying to go paper when everybody else is going digital. The high street is struggling. Retailers, high street retailers, particularly in the UK, are struggling from a whole lot of reasons. As in the US, we've got a recession, a full-blown recession at the moment, hitting retail quite hard. And this is affecting realtors, estate agents, who traditionally used to sell properties from their stores. They're now doing it online. Here's an example of a nationwide estate agent property selling website in the UK. And as its business has increased, so the number of shops doing that kind of business on high street has actually started declining very rapidly. And the same thing is true of what used to be called, you know, the travel agents, stores that help you book your holiday. They virtually disappeared from most high streets in the UK, and now over 1/3 of all European travel is booked online. I should be going off to Europe on 3 occasions in the next 5 weeks, and in all 3 cases I have actually done all my booking arrangements online. I can't remember the last time I went to a high street shop and let me book even a complex trip online. Sorry, offline. Let me ask you to pause for a moment. Let me introduce to you perhaps a little bit of the concept of, or a couple of paired concepts that I've highlighted in green of e-marketing. In the early days of e-marketing, e-business, year 2000, when most of you are probably yay high, new intermediary organizations came online, began to take away the frontline trade of retailers. Okay? And we call this disintermediation. Many of those and many other companies online also came on board and introduced new ways of acting as intermediaries between producers and consumers. And one of the examples of those intermediaries, the online intermediary, was the comparison website. Do you have comparison websites by that name in the US or something similar, Linda? Yeah. Aggregator websites where you do comparisons of, say, insurance or holidays or whatever. Okay. This is interesting. Are we beginning, after a decade of that practice, are we beginning to see the dismantling of that trend towards disintermediation and re-intermediation? I ask the question because just recently, and these are both taken from US newspapers in the last couple of weeks, several airlines have decided to stop advertising or stop making available their data about booking to these intermediate sites, the comparison websites. Expedia is dropping its link with American Airlines. In the UK, a number of insurance companies, and you'll see this on their television advertising, are withdrawing their data from the comparison websites. And that means that they're now thinking they can recoup some of the profits they lost to these intermediaries. Question?
Sorry, just is it the American ships that are sell on Expedia or Expedia to American? American. I don't remember.
Expedia is American.
No.
Oh, you're saying American Airlines took their booking off of Expedia.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right. Sorry. In most cases, it's the supplier of the service that is taking the business away from the intermediary. Okay? And if the intermediary doesn't want that to happen, obviously, it's their business, their dollar revenue stream. So clearly, we have an issue here. Okay? The question I'm asking really is that something you should be aware of in plotting your marketing strategy? Should you think of developing your own direct-to-consumer marketing strategy or continue to rely on the comparison websites, for example? This may be just a short-lived kind of blip in the comparison website fortunes. It may be something more serious and more long-term. We can only wait and see, it seems to me. But it's something that's worth watching. Something I gathered from Linda a few moments ago that you had quite a long introduction to, so I won't spend much time on it at all, is on mobile or marketing this morning. I would like to reinforce what I'm assuming was said then, but I wasn't here. To me, E increasingly means F. In the old days, we used to think of e-marketing as being PC-based on the internet, on the web, and so on. Increasingly, that's no longer the case. Wherever you look, we are seeing a massive drift from PC access to the online world, or various online environments, to mobile access. The answer to the first question, by the way, give yourself a pat on the back, if you're within 5 or 10%, is 93%, according to the latest figures. Okay, answers your first question.
Yeah.
Quite a lot of you have got that pretty well spot on. So that's top marks for question 1. Okay. Of course, anybody with a bit of wit would have seen this coming at least 5 years ago. Because if you look at the pattern between 1995 and 2005 of the increased growth of the internet take-up, the PC, and mobile internet, it was already beginning to diverge in terms of the uptake of the two. So it didn't take much of a profit or a C-set to spot that trend long before it happened. Okay? So if you don't have an M-marketing strategy now, then you're crazy, basically. And I'm sure you've got a lot of ideas about that this morning. This is a bit of history. This is Intel's roadmap 8 years ago, where they perceived there being 3 types of area networks: the personal area network, the local area network, and the wide area network. And the people, they argued, and businesses would live and work and operate in 1, 2, or more of those different area networks. But look what they put at the center of it. Right? It's 8 years ago. They saw the PC as being the center of the networked universe. How wrong they were then. I haven't been back and looked at what their current roadmap is. You may want to do that. And if they haven't switched that around and perhaps taken a cell phone and put it there, I'll be very much surprised about it if they haven't done it. We must be very careful not to assume that this shift from PC access to the internet to mobile commerce is without its own significant evolutionary trajectory. Here's one example of how rapidly M-commerce or M-marketing is actually shifting as we speak. The figures here are from September 2009 to September just 4 months ago. So it's very recent. And this is for iOS, in other words, the iPhone, iPad, the Apple's operating system devices as a whole. This is what they were used for. And look how the revenue is shifting from the blue, which is advertising revenue, which is, as I said a few moments ago, had been taken away, sucked away from newspapers and magazine advertising. But in the online mobile universe, it itself is being replaced. And what's it being replaced by? Well, amongst other things, by virtual goods, by apps, by downloads, by games, and so on. So we can't assume that simply because there's been one replacement going on, from PC to mobile, that mobile is now a fixed quantity and a very easy to understand quantity. It isn't. It's evolving extremely rapidly. And as the marketers and strategists, we have to be aware of these changes. Florin is a very good website, by the way, those of you who have been there, for mobile analytics and getting intelligence about how the mobile market is actually evolving.